than a little something written down, huh?
All right, we're live.
Nice.
Sweet. It is raining here in San Diego, which we don't get a lot of, but I'm sure you do up in your neck of the woods, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty wet. We've actually had flooding. It's been raining so much. We've had some
Oh,
flooding.
dang.
We had one of the rivers broke a levee, and it flooded a commercial zone of a city not too far from me, about 30 minutes away. So
Ruh-roh.
call express.
Hold on one
What
second.
happened?
You're breaking up. Is it me or you?
I think it's you, but I'm
Must be
not sure.
that rain.
You cut out on
All
Let's
right.
hope not. I'll
Working through
move if I have to.
technical difficulties, technical difficulties. Okay, hold on.
You're frozen right now.
Shoot. All right. Everyone hold up.
You
Huh.
look
I think it's you. Jen says it's not me. Turn off any streaming you have or syncing. Jen, we gotta test out connection before we get going. We have 2 viewers, so bear with us, y'all. Oh, lost them. Well, all right. We're just really leaving you guys all in anticipation until Dr. Dex can get back on. So ask me a question. Post all of your questions or comments in the comment area on social, and we'll get to them. Okay. But anyway, it's 2 days before Christmas. I still have Christmas shopping to do, and I thought I would. Oh, here he is. Here he is.
That was weird, huh?
Bam, bam, bam. How we
All right.
doing?
I changed Wi-Fi. I have like 3 different Wi-Fi connections in my house.
Okay.
I'm tied into my security system now. It should be a solid, so I don't know what's going on, but
All right. Well, I just told everybody that we're just leaving them in anticipation, you know. We're just really building it up with the technical
yeah.
errors.
Yeah, get all your friends and family on.
Yeah. So, for those of you that, you know, aren't joining live, we've got Jason here from Dr. Dex, and man, you are looking pretty street right now, I have to say. So I'll explain for the listeners. You got some pretty snazzy glasses on. Okay, he's giving us not the shaka, the double horns. He's got he's all in black. Yep, very metal. He's got a silver chain necklace, and he's got like a graffiti painting in the background. So
Yeah,
what's
it's
that?
a Banksy. Guy named Banksy. He's a street artist, worldwide known. He just he'll come overnight and do something crazy on some side of some building somewhere. And this is a really cool. My wife picked it up.
Yeah.
You know, a couple kids pulling away the art. You know, so we kind of dig it.
Yeah, we've got a couple Banksies here in Oceanside. It's gotta be pretty cool to be an artist and be your work is referred to a Banksy, right?
Right. It's kind of like when people talk about Dex, I say a Dr. Dex deck.
There you go. Yep. And Anley Henley, no, it's a hen house deck.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. We got some comments here. So we got Julia Oi. We've got Jason Varney's here. Merry Christmas to you all.
Hey, Varney. What up, blood?
And this, I don't know. This might be bad to post. So you could tell me. You tell me. So Julia, does that make sense to you?
None whatsoever. But in English, please.
Yeah, she's going crazy with the emojis here.
Emojis.
And another oi. So
Oi, is that Brazilian? Might be one of my Brazilian counterparts. I don't know.
Yeah.
Julia, I might have to look that. That name looks familiar. She might be with Maximo.
Okay. Introduce
Not
yourself.
sure. Yeah.
All right. So, and he's got some really snazzy glasses on. And then what does your hat say?
It says Chrome Hearts.
Oh, nice.
So I'm kind of repping Chrome Hearts on the top side today. I got their glasses on, and the chain I'm wearing is also
representing. I love it.
Yeah. It's just a brand I like.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a cool like rock and roll fashion line.
So how are we feeling about Christmas? It's 2 days before.
We're taking a toned down version this year. We didn't set up a tree. My son set up his little desktop one, and we kind of tossed all the gifts under that, and just minimizing it. It's kind of a down year for us because we lost our favorite dog ever this year.
Oh man!
And my wife's just having a little bit of a challenge with it, with the holidays and the seasons and whatnot, and I am as well. So we decided, you know what, we're just gonna take a step down and just kind of appreciate the holiday for what it really is, and not worry so much about gifts and all that stuff.
Yeah, just being together. That's rough. I've been through that. It's easy, and of course, like for us, it happened, and my husband's like, "I'm never going through this again." And then a year later, I had to give him a PowerPoint presentation and if you're viewing, I got the so yeah, I had to give him a PowerPoint presentation to sell, bringing this little angel in. We got Jason here. Hey, my brother.
Yeah.
We have Ann Schumann said hello, April, and Arcadia Outdoors.
Arcadia.
Yes, and we got Julia's digging these emojis.
Okay.
On with another hello emoji, and then can you read this?
Nope.
This Portuguese?
I think it's Portuguese.
Desculpa.
I mean, I could probably translate it. I could get out my translator.
Jen, translate this for us.
In English.
You guys bring your questions. So let's get to it, shall we? We'll do a little professional intro here. You deserve it. All right, let's do it. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the We Love Deck Builders podcast, your go-to space for real conversations, real strategies, and real stories from the leaders shaping the deck building industry. I'm April Edwards, owner and growth strategist at Deck Builder Marketers. We're your number one partner for success in the deck building industry. We don't just manage your campaigns. We drive your growth, help you dominate, and ensure your thriving success. Listen, y'all, today is going to be fun. All right? Brace yourself. Seriously, I'm very excited about today's episode. So today we have the pleasure of having Jason Russell, better known as Dr. Decks. Jason has been building decks in outdoor living spaces for a long time. And whether you realize it or not, chances are you've learned something from him along the way. His work, his experience, and his perspective have influenced more builders than most people even know. And today I'm flipping the script. So if you've listened to Jason's podcast, I'm going to use his own podcast questions on him, which just means that this is going to be a really intimate, awesome conversation. So I want you to understand. I want you to learn the real Dr. Decks today. What do you think of that?
I'm in.
All right. So glad to have you, man. This is going to be fun. Let's see. Okay. We've got some more Portuguese. Julia says she can't speak in English.
Okay.
And then we have, this is so cute. So Wolf HP, Sally Chrisman. Do you know who this is?
No.
Well, Wolf. She said they said best gift ever, a new grandson today. Oh my God. Totally.
Congratulations.
For sure. TC Deck says I can. And then he said, I'm sorry, I don't know how to speak your language. Okay, well, this is the language episode, apparently. We need to get our
stuff. I can get a translator out and we can actually translate this stuff if you guys want to. Why not?
Let's do it.
I just have to see the verbiage Oh, there we go. Okay. So we're gonna translate from Portuguese. The reason
Desculpa,
I
não sei falar língua de vocês. Oh my gosh, I totally butchered that. I've never said a line of Portuguese in my life.
well, I have actually pretty soon we'll have a translator here because my daughter-in-law is 100% Brazilian. She speaks
Ooh.
fluent Portuguese and English. She's married to my son Calvin, DJ Studio
Mhm.
Man. Um, and she just got a job as a phlebotomist at a local hospital, which is kind of cool. And
Yeah.
we're really excited for her, you know.
Mhm.
De voces.
Congratulations.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know how to speak your language. I just said that a few minutes ago. Oh, man, you're gonna make me do 5-minute translations. All right. Well, cool.
Well, we'll have to
Anyway,
make sure we translate this episode in Portuguese then, huh?
oh, here we go in Portuguese.
All right.
Well,
Well,
once Liara gets here, we'll have her sit in for a minute and read these for us.
yes, yes, yes. So guys, if you're listening live, make sure that you ask your questions. Jason will be answering as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Again, my goal is simple today. I want you to know the real Dr. Dex and not just the work you see online. So we're going to go way back, and there are a few surprises coming along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Am I leaving you in anticipation?
I am. I'm
Okay,
anticipated.
good. Okay, I'm really building this up today. But I'm like, I'm in vacation mode. I feel like right before I got on with you, I put on my
Yeah.
little reindeer
Oh, you
antler.
look amazing. Yes. Those are
I'm
cool.
ready. I'm ready to take a couple days off and relax with the family. I'm definitely ready. So
Same here.
let's start with where did you grow up and what was your childhood like?
I grew up in a city called University Place, Washington. Uh, maybe if you're into golf or you've seen, they had one of the national championships here recently. That whole golf course used to be a gravel pit that we used to jump the fence and go play in when we were young. We didn't have cell phones and internet, and we had bicycles, and we would ride. It was probably 2 miles from the house, and it seemed like forever. And we would go play in this gravel pit. But a University Place, it's a subsidiary of Tacoma. It used to all be lumped in as part of Tacoma. So I currently live in Tacoma, Washington. That's where I run my business. My wife Kiki, and I. Um, that's where we reside, and we've basically set roots here. I basically went from living in Washington, moved away for a minute, and then ended up coming back with her as my fiance, and then married her, and we've been building the business ever since, building the brand ever since.
Mm-hmm. So
But
how long have you been married?
32 years.
Mm.
Yeah, I married her in 1994.
Mm-hmm. So
So
what words of wisdom can you pass on with 32 years of marriage?
compromise. Learn to compromise. Don't put yourself in front all the time. You gotta make agreements and negotiations. Marriage is a negotiation from the day one. From the day you put that ring on your finger, you have to be able to celebrate the highs and the lows together, and then never consider um, debanding that unity. It's not. That's not for me. That's not an option. No matter what, it's important to treat your partner with respect, put them first a lot in your life, and listen to what they say. I'm terrible at this. Is listening and then implementing what you've learned or what you're hearing into action. So I think she's been a lot more patient than I have, and she's been very supportive of me. So when I wanted to learn how to bend deck boards, and I was throwing away thousands, not hundreds, but thousands of dollars. And she saw the vision, but she didn't see the result. But she knew I was obsessed. This is like over 20 years ago, and we didn't have a lot of money to be throwing away on product. that wasn't free at the time. Nobody was endorsing what I was doing. Nobody. And I was being told by the companies like, "Hey, you're voiding our warranty. We're not on board with this. We wish you'd stop." Um, Nowadays the guys that are taking my class or learning online or whatever, however they're figuring it out, I feel like we've kind of paved the way for this type of work to be more widely accepted in the community. But back in the day, man, I was being just crucified for it,
Yeah.
which I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I told the president of TimberTech back, man, this is a while ago. I think it was in Chicago. Eric Jung Bluth, I think was his name at the time. He says, "Jason, hey, nice to meet you." I'm like, "Yeah, likewise." It's like, we can't endorse what you're doing. I was like, "Okay." He goes, "It's not you. Please don't take this the wrong way. It's not you. It's the 50 other guys behind you that are going to try to do the same thing. And we're concerned about the support and how this is the blah, blah, blah." Gave me this big old speech. And I'm like, "Okay, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care that I'm voiding your warranty. And I don't care that you're not going to, obviously, I know you're not going to honor it. That's okay." Said, "I'm cool with all that. I'm going to keep doing this, because I love it. This is my art. You don't tell an
That's what I was
artist."
gonna say. Like, it seems like Kiki supported your vision as an artist
Yeah.
to waste some money on your paints.
Yeah, well, not only support, but like actively participated in.
Yeah.
Like, she saw me fail, but when I was doing that, she was right there watching me or helping me fail.
Mm-hmm.
So, eventually we figured it out, but it was at a steep expense.
Mm-hmm. So I like to say you're like the first man on the dance floor.
Almost. There was a few other people doing it. I just felt like I kind of took the ball and really ran with it because it just became really personal to me. And I was like, "Hey, man, um, not only do I want to bend decking, but like there's composite rails out here too." And it's like, why can't I do that? So I
Mm-hmm.
built an oven. I took 40 hours. I actually wrote an article about it for Professional Deck Builder magazine. Again, this goes way back because that magazine's no longer in publication, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and I built this jig to bend the railing. It got on the cover of the magazine, and then I did an article about building this oven. It took me 40 hours, like a whole week of my time to construct and
Mm-hmm.
figure out and create, but it worked. Again, I burned a lot of materials because I was cooking it too hot. So, but I made this like oven to put the rail parts in, and then I could figure out how to bend them on curves.
Check this
Yeah,
out. Look at me. I get distracted easily, especially
that's
on
all
the
right.
last of the work week for me.
Gotta
So,
go.
Made by Mike Construction says Dr. Dex is a pioneer and legend in the deck world. Always appreciate following his journey.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Yeah. Love
That's
it.
pretty cool. I appreciate it. Keep coming, guys. Bring them in. Let's go. I want
Yeah.
to see all the comments. Come on.
I wanted to share when you were talking about Kiki and like, listening and putting it into action.
Mhm.
The joke of I don't know, she was telling me something. Something about not paying attention. I don't know. I wasn't really listening. All right.
Yep.
Who do we have here? We have American Discount Fence. That's a refreshing comment about just keep doing it. That is how I'm building my decking vision. I'm just going for it, following my gut and going for it.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to fail, man. That's like one of my mantras. And that's just in business in general. We just shot a YouTube video today. We just got done shooting before this podcast. And one of them, it's going to be a good video because I'm talking about the business side of the business and not the construction side of the business and things that I wish I knew then that I know now.
Mm.
So I came up with 10 things that I think that if I would have known when I first started back in 1991, when I started Dr. Dax, if I would have known those 10 things, man, I'd probably be worldwide right now.
Yep.
You never know. You never know. It might help somebody in the future though.
Heck yeah. We actually just had our client, we get our clients together every other Tuesday, and we did a little open mastermind. We called it deck therapy. That was the theme. And it was just,
cool.
Everybody loved it, man. They all just hopped on and they're just like, this is so great. It's like, I love to learn from other people. And so I think you definitely get to a place where you've got a lot of value to bring, to give back. And it's important to do that. And that's what separates the pros, right? Is like learning from mistakes. Everyone's going to learn from them. The pros have had a lot more mistakes in order to get better, right?
Yeah, a lot of the people online, they neglect to share that information. But one guy in particular, Tim from Awesome Framers, he actually hashtag post your mistakes, and he will show what he did wrong, why, and how he rectified it. And I always admired that about him, because it's not always peaches and cream on a job site.
Right.
And sometimes when you get caught up in the moment, being an influencer, you want to document almost everything you do, right? You want to get it on film, regardless if it's in a time lapse or a cut video or a tripod video or whatever. But sometimes I get caught up in the moment, and when you make a mistake, it invokes a whole different reaction, emotion to what you're doing. So I'm not always thinking about, man, I should document this. I just want to fix it and move on.
Mm-hmm.
That's my initial, and that's how I've always been. Oh man, I totally screwed that up. Let's rip it apart and fix it really quick. And it'll only take us an hour. So we only lost an hour for this mistake, which is great. But if I would have took an extra 10 minutes and shot it, then it probably would have had more value, not only to me, but to my audience, and sometimes I don't think about you guys as much as I should. I'm being greedy, and I just because you have that empty sinking feeling in your heart or your stomach, and you're like, crap, how did this happen? And how do we rectify it?
Mm-hmm.
And I've got my solution now. Now let's execute. Wait, let me grab a tripod and a camera really quick. Oh, need a battery. Oh, let's hook it up. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah. And then by then it's like, no, let's just fix this. So some days it's difficult. Like, you don't want to do something. You don't want to do it. You don't want to share. You don't want to record. But that's where you got to realize that the visual is more important than the action.
Mm-hmm. That's the sweet spot.
Yeah. So I've learned that my audience has become more coveted to me, and I'm trying to figure them out, but that's tough.
Well, everybody, if I don't know how you feel, but I love feedback, like always, like I'm doing this, we're doing this for you guys, you know what I mean? And it's important to get your feedback. So anything you want to see, anything you want to hear from either of us, let us know.
Lay it on us, man.
So I have an interesting question. I love that you were talking about the gravel pit. And the other day, I was actually reminiscing about something similar from when I was a child. I grew up in a trailer park in Ohio, and there was nothing in the country where I lived, but there was this little, like, we called it the woods, and we would always go and sneak into the woods and play in the woods. And just like that seems like a very 80s thing to say, right? Like, go and sneak into the woods. And we also would play in the cemetery all the time.
Oh.
All the time. And so I just thought it was interesting. It's kind of a nostalgic time of year right now. If anybody wants to add anything into the comments and share something that kind of brings you back to your childhood, it'd be really cool to hear.
I've got something to add.
Okay.
You just brought something out of me. So I grew up in this little subsidiary of University Place called Bristonwood. They had these different neighborhoods. There was Bristonwood and Park Ridge, and as you went up the neighborhood, the houses got nicer and the neighborhoods got nicer. But we were in the bottom, like we were in the bowels of University Place, right? But across the street was property that was owned by the cemetery. And if you kept going, you would get to the graveyard, or where all the headstones are and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even think about that. One day, they finally put up a fence along the street that we would cross to go into this, because there was trails back there and all kinds of stuff. So we'd go ride our bikes and whatnot back there. But that's kind of interesting, because we never really like hung out at night and did any kind of hoodlums type of stuff in the cemetery, but it was right there.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to us,
When there's nothing to do, I think that you tend to get into trouble. At least I did a lot of hoodlum stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I did too. My childhood, we lived next door to a really bad influence, and he was like, oh, I don't know, probably 6 years older than me. So I was the youngest one of the group, and I'd always tag along with these guys. So I got into all kinds of ruckus when I was young, but never got caught. Very rarely did I get caught. So I was very good at ducking and bobbing and weaving and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
we also, when we did, we got punished, so.
Um, have you ever shared with your parents things that you did when you were younger, once you got older and they were like shocked or anything?
I think a couple of times I've had those moments where, oh yeah, I forgot about that, things like that. But not too much. My mom was pretty cool growing up. She was an open book. My parents have been divorced since I was 1 year old, so she pretty much raised me and my brother.
Mhm.
And you know, uh, anything that my older brother did, I was just kind of expected to do it then or in a couple years from then. Or not expected, but just like, okay, like, oh, he did this, now Jason's going to do this kind of thing. And
Mhm.
so uh, it was always like he kind of paved the way for me a little bit for having a little bit more fun, being a
Hmm.
little more uh, yeah, more of a delinquent than maybe I should have been. But one of the coolest things growing up was my brother wanted a motorcycle, a dirt bike. And so my mom finally caved in and let us get this little Suzuki 80, just a small little motorcycle, right? And and it was a little bit intimidating at first, but once I learned how to ride that, as I got older, it became my, I tormented that poor thing.
Yeah.
I got really good on a dirt bike just because it was so small and easy to ride, and that was a lot of fun for me. Uh, and I was still probably maybe 10, 12 years old, something like that,
Mhm.
and being able to ride dirt, and that translates into the street now. So I
Yeah.
think that it's always good to have a good background in it before you get out with all the crazy people.
Yeah. I see, I ride dirt bikes, but riding street scares the hell out of me. And
Yeah,
especially out here in California, you're allowed to go in between the lanes, and it's like it's fine if like I look at the biker and I'm like, it's fine, like you know what you're doing, but there's a bunch of idiots that are texting on their phone, they aren't paying attention.
yeah. Or what if somebody has to get sick and they got to open the car door to puke, and then whammo? That's the one thing I think about. It's like,
Really?
yeah, I would.
Oh,
I
man.
don't do that. I have a lot going for me. So like, I quit snow
Mhm.
skiing because I'm a rebel, man. Like, I used to ski out of bounds with my buddies. Like, I spent a little bit of time in Reno, and I lived with my dad there for a couple years. And from where we live, we were closer to Truckee. Um, and man, I could be at Squaw Valley in 30 minutes if I
Mhm.
was on it. I'd have to do 80, but I could get there in a half an hour for 35 minutes. And I used to go up to Squaw or Kirkwood or wherever. Well, Squaw and Alpine Meadows and all those ones that are on that side of the lake. And I would go up about noon. And some dude to be walking off, some guy, doctor, dentist, whatever, he'd go in for half a day and he's leaving. I'd say, hey man, can I buy your ticket for $10? He's like, yeah, I'm leaving. So I'd bring a pair of wire snippers with me and I'd cut
Mm.
his wire and I'd just stuff it in my jacket and off I'd go. So I'd ski half a day for $10.
Nice.
Yeah, it
But
was
why'd you
awesome.
stop? Did you
Well, when I started my own business, uh, when I moved back to Washington, started Dr. Dex, it was 1991. I was 21 years old, and it was always about work. And as I got older, I think I've injured my body a couple times from actually construction. Right, I've torn my quadricep completely off my kneecap, where I couldn't. If you're sitting in a chair, I couldn't move my leg up or down. It just wouldn't move. I was like, okay, move. Like, I'm giving it the brain command to move, and I couldn't. It was kind of freaky.
Yeah.
And I had to have that surgically reattached. That was like a $250,000 surgery. And then I blew my bicep off my shoulder. So they call it Popeye arm, where your bicep kind of bulges down here. It was freaky again. And the doc's like, hey, you don't have to fix this, but you're going to look like this for the rest of your life. I'm like, nah, let's go.
Yeah.
So I've had that reattached. I blow my Achilles in half. Severed that. that was pretty. So as I get older, I'm realizing like I'll still do water sports, but snow
Mhm.
for me, I think I'm too aggressive. Um, I'm a hot dogger on the slope, so and I ski on sticks. I don't ski on a snowboard. So I would go and I try all the tricks. I never got to the point where I was like doing aerial flips or not even helicopters, but just about everything else that was in
Mhm.
the regimen back then.
Yeah.
But I could just see myself trying something stupid like that and then just tearing up my knees or something, and that would cost me severely now. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, for me, skiing is not like just a leisurely slope, go down and be a poser and oh look at me and look at my fancy stuff. And I'm no, like I'm gonna go rip the hill, and
Yeah.
I just know better.
You gotta pick and choose, huh? My husband and I, we were, the one of the last times we went snowboarding, we were on the lift, and I looked over at him, I'm like, "Where would you rate snowboarding with everything else that we love to do?" And we rated it at the bottom of the list because it's so expensive, and it's cold, and if
Yeah.
you fall, it hurts. But anyway, we just, we like doing other things that are kind of a little bit closer to where we live, I guess, but
Right on. My wife, she hates the cold too, and so she doesn't wanna go to the mountains, she doesn't wanna go in the snow, nothing like that, but, like, on the flip side of that, we used to have a boat, we have Sea-Doos, but my passion for water sports is stand-up jet skis.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
That it's a lot. I have great balance because of my work. I've been walking joists for 35 years,
Yeah.
and I took to a stand-up jet ski like it was just part of me. And then I bought an old JS 750 and I had it completely modded and tubbed out and had some sponsons put on it and got rid of the fire extinguisher because I needed footwells for my feet when I was trying tricks and all this really crazy stuff. But it's a solid ski. I still have it. I just haven't ridden it in a few years. But when we go to a lake, man, that it to me is just bliss.
I
You know,
did, wake surfing for the first time, this year.
cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I surf, not as much actually, no, I really don't surf that as much as I ride dirt bikes now, but, it was hard to get up, but once I got up, I was up, like, up so long that my legs were hurting. It was a
Oh,
really cool
cool.
experience,
That
yeah.
is cool. Yeah, I would probably try that sometime. This one thing I was doing called wake kiting, where you're in a kiteboard, you have a kiteboard on, or a wakeboard on, and then you have a kite behind you, and the boat pulls you, and then you hit the wake, and you can catch massive air with it. I thought
That
that was kind of cool, but
yeah.
then I had a heart attack doing it.
Well, the moral of the story here is we all need to get out and play. Are you getting pumped to go get out and play after this conversation?
It's raining, dude.
I know it's raining here too. Well, we need to be kids and go play in the rain.
I was supposed to catch a dental appointment with my wife, but they called her and she had to duck out early, or else that was my big thing for today was getting out of the house with her. I always enjoy going out with Kiki because I don't get to during the week a whole lot until we
Mm,
have these times a year, and
yeah.
then like because I've modified my diet, I only eat between like noon and 4. So we would go to lunch, and then like I could have a really nice lunch on whatever I want as long as I'm done by 4 o'clock.
Mhm. Yeah.
So now that's all changed. So I'll
Yeah.
probably go eat after this. But because
Now
I'm
you're
kind of
making me hungry.
well, this is the one thing though that I've noticed is I've been off work for a couple weeks, right?
Mhm.
And even my watch realized that, dude, your activity has changed. And
Mm,
look in the health app to see how you're and I've gained a couple pounds. So I'm like, I'm not
yeah.
active. I'm
Yeah.
not being active. We just binged the morning show on Apple TV.
Mhm.
I mean, all seasons. We've never had Apple TV, and like, we're at home, we're in bed, we're just chilling in. Like, I was like, let's join this. We have all
Mhm.
the other streaming services, so why not? What's another $12 a month? And we started watching, and there's so many good actors on that show that we just kept watching.
Mhm.
And last night we watched the final episode, and I thought we were gonna watch a whole nother season soon. And my wife's like, "No, it's over." What? What do you mean it's over?
I
So we're
need
gonna
my
get it.
fix.
So now we're gonna get into Severance. I heard that's a really good one as well on the Apple. Anybody got a comment on that? Leave it below or send streaming service movies or shows that are good, you know.
And childhood memories.
Hey, Hollywood, Tony, buenos amigos. I
Yeah.
understand that one.
Yes,
Buenas.
there we go. Good to see you, Tony. Bobby, he says, I appreciated what you said about your wife and marriage. I'm sure that respect shows up in your business. Being from Washington, I'm hoping you have a Queen's Right story to share.
Oh, yeah. I wish. Yeah, no, actually, let's see. What do I have? Man, we went and saw Alice in Chains a couple times with a new singer. It was when it was earlier in their relationship with the band, and we wanted to go so bad. We went 2 nights or 3 nights. We went all 3 nights. Like, and we live in Tacoma. Like, it's a 45-minute drive plus parking plus traffic plus standing in line plus all that. So those were really awesome shows, and I couldn't believe how good those guys harmonize. You know. But I don't get out as much as I used to as far as music and the music scene. The music scene's still pretty good here in Seattle. But that's awesome comment, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
He's a big Dream. Like, he's Dream Theater's #1 fan.
My son Calvin is very Dream Theater. I went, let's see, we've seen them twice. When my son was growing up, my son Calvin, DJ Studio Man's his handle. He produces our YouTube channel, all of it, from the filming, recording, adding music, doing all the edits, everything that has to do with YouTube. That's all Calvin. So Calvin has an associate's certificate in audio engineering from the Musicians Institute in Hollywood. And after he did that and he graduated, he stayed in LA for a while, and then he came back to Washington with us. And then, you know, he had to make some hard choices. He was producing some bands and doing some recordings and things like that, some rappers and stuff. And then eventually he's like, you know, I got him a job at this company called Screw Products, which is a local company in a place called Gig Harbor, which I work a lot in. And he did that for a while, but it just wasn't his jam, you know. So we decided that, why don't you start a YouTube channel and we'll grow it. You know, we'll grow it as good as we can, as much as we can, as fast as we can, which it's been 6 years now. And we're at 160,000 subscribers, I think, which I've seen some other guys like go that far in 6 months. I'm like, how does that happen? We've been at it for 6 years, but it's a great channel. It's really well produced, and I'm really grateful to have him on our team.
It's so cool that you get to work with your son. My kids don't want to have anything to do with my business.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Well, they're too young. Speaking of which, my daughter just got her driver's permit yesterday. What a big step as a parent, you know, like I took her driving. It's just like a whole new level. But I don't want to drive anymore. So I'm like, girl, I'm going to teach you to drive. You're going to drive me everywhere.
I'm all caps. Sorry about that. I'm going to put this link up. Is that you sending that to me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Great. I wanted to, here, let me add this.
I'm on the podcast.
Here we go. So let me, I think this will work. So
I have my head. Hold on 1 second, please.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm muting them. So youtube.com/Dr. Dex. Check out his videos, as I'm sure you already have. So I got that scrolling on the bottom.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's cool.
Just YouTube /Dr. Dex. So Wolf HP, Sally Chrisman. Let me know your name. I feel like
Apple Ted Lasso.
Yeah, Ted Lasso is their jam for sure. Oh my God.
I think that's on our list.
Oh, it's so good. It's like such a feel good show. It's just amazing. It's so good. I love it.
Okay. We'll definitely have to watch that.
My husband and I, we like to watch really stupid things. Like I like comedy and just dumb stuff. And so our friend recommended Detroiters. And I'm from Ohio. And so it's, you know, it reminds me of where I'm from a little bit. Like I get the people, and so it's really funny and stupid. It's funny and stupid. So Bobby wants to know, what challenges do you deal with building decks in Washington?
Probably the most mental is the rain. That's the biggest challenge. It's not really the actual construction part of it. It's the mental part of spending 8 hours in pouring down driving rain. It can get to you, especially after like 3 straight days of it. There's not enough rain gear in the world that will keep you dry at that point. You're just wet no matter what, and that can just ruin your day sometimes. So trying to keep a positive attitude. Hey, I chose my path, and I'm walking it right. But it also kind of slows down your workflow a little bit, and your tools, man. Your tools get hammered from the rain, but it is what it is. On the flip side of that, the biggest challenge that I come across as far as construction is concerned is permitting. The local building department, there's so many different jurisdictions where I live, and you have to have a business license for every jurisdiction that you work in that you need a permit. So if I work in 6 different townships within a 25-mile radius, then I have to have 7 business licenses because I need one in the city I live in, right? And then I got to have one for every other jurisdiction that I'm going to work. And I can't predict where I'm working next month until I sell a job. So there's like the city of Edgewood, the city of University Place, city of Fife, city of Tacoma, city of Stillicum, city of Gig Harbor. They're all different. Some of them are unincorporated in the county, but then a lot of them are townships. So that becomes super frustrating for a builder. Like I have to get permission from a local jurisdiction so I can go do my job.
Yeah, and that's been a big challenge for you recently, huh?
Yeah, now get this. So one of the jobs I'm permitting was flagged for a critical slope, and they said cannot intake, must get geotechnical soil samples done on this hill. So I have to call a geotech. Got to orchestrate a time for him to come out. We have to dig 8-foot deep holes in the ground so he can see the dirt. And we thought we were digging one hole. He goes, nope, I need you to dig 3 holes, one here, one in the middle of the hill, and one at the bottom of the hill. We do all that. Then at the end of his survey, he's like, hey, you need to get me a survey of the elevations of this property. I don't do that. You need to call a survey company. Okay. So that guy was $3,000. Then now then I had to have a survey done. That was $2,500. So we're $5,500 into this job, and I haven't even paid the permit fee yet.
Yeah.
So, and the client's like, well, I thought it was gonna be 10,000 or more. And I'm like, well, at least we're saving you some dough. Cause I was out there digging the holes. I didn't hire another company to come out and dig the holes. I had to manifest a way to do that. So I was able to have a buddy make some extensions for me for an auger. It was a system, man. It was a lot. And then the geotech wasn't happy with my system. He's like, why do you have this elaborate hydraulic system out here? Why don't you just get a cheap auger from Home Depot? I'm like, okay, I'll bring one next week. And then that turned into another fiasco because they didn't have extensions for it, and I couldn't dig deep enough. On and on and on.
Mackenzie, if you're listening, she's in charge of our fulfillment here, and we do bi-weekly growth workshops with our clients. And I think one of our sessions should be a permitting therapy session because it sounds like some PTSD surfacing here.
It's like, oh, it's okay.
Exactly.
You'll be fine. Hey, so it's better than California, like where you guys live.
Yeah.
I heard it's years.
Yeah, things are getting a lot more difficult too.
Yeah, I was talking to Blake about it, and he was like, "Dude, like 2 years for any coastal stuff, hillsides." He says, "Man, I don't even want to get them anymore."
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't blame you. You don't have to. Just keep building, man. He's like, "No."
They're so beautiful, though. Every time I see him complete on the coast, I'm like, "Please take me there."
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
I would like to join you. Yeah, that's awesome.
So Northern Outdoor Living said it's not Apple, but Schitt's Creek is comedic genius. Agreed. And such a bummer that it's over. I just don't get it. Just don't get it.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh,
have to write it down.
Oh yeah. And then Sally her name is Sally from Wolf HP, Sally Chrisman. I used to work at Keylink, slid over to Wolf.
Keylink. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, elaborate, Sally. Mackenzie said she's here, noted on permitting therapy session.
Funny.
You guys become a client of Duck Builder Marketers and you can join the permitting therapy session.
Might be worth that all right there.
This is MitCon, right? MitCon. Oh, is this Mike? This is Mike, right? Profile. And even after that, they might decline your request because they decided so.
Right.
Therapy
sounds
session.
like you're speaking from experience, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Mike. I'm pretty sure Mike Mitchell. I wanted to tell you, I was raised by a single mom too. Now I didn't have any siblings, so it was just her and me,
Lucky you.
Yeah. It's interesting too, because I have a twin. My husband is a twin, and we're just so different. Like I'm very independent and, just used to being alone, and he's not whatsoever. And it's really cute too, because he calls his twin brother, or his twin brother calls him literally every day.
Wow.
Like, I'd never had even a sibling to connect with, let alone that,
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot.
But just kind of shout out to all the single moms out there. It's not easy to do.
Yeah, well done. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm feeling for it. Yep.
So let's keep going back here. What were you like in high school? Do you have any fun photos that we can share later?
No. Well, there's probably one, but I don't know. I don't think it's on this computer. So
yeah.
I was into weight training. I was overweight. I was into sports, mostly football. Now I wouldn't say sports, but I played football. So I did that the first part of the year, junior high, all the way through junior high through high school. And my academics were okay. I was like a 3.4 average. I was never that 4.0 student. I never put enough energy into my studies to ace everything I did. Some of it I didn't understand. And believe it or not, I wasn't very good at math. Like the math wasn't mathing back in high school. I made it to algebra 3.4, I think they call it, but I never got into calculus or any of those other advanced math classes, which I really wish that I could have excelled in, because I think it might have helped me in today, like figuring out ellipses and all kinds of other stuff. But what I don't understand in the numbers, I kind of make up in just imagination or visualization, I should call it, maybe, where a lot of times I'll sleep on something. Like I don't have an answer at the end of the day. I don't have an answer for something. And I wouldn't say obsess on it, but I put it inside my head. And then my wife often tells me I'm talking about it in my sleep. She just said I am.
I heard her in the background.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I got the ear pods in, so I really can't hear her.
What? Maybe Kiki should come on and tell us the real behind the scenes.
Oh, you want the real dirt, huh?
Yeah,
you want Kiki?
The real stuff.
Maybe next time.
All right. That'd be so good.
You want to join?
Come say hi.
It's April. It's April. There she is.
Hey.
Hi, April.
Oh, you can't hear her. Here, I'm going to give you one of my earbuds. That's your this side.
Kiki's joining the podcast. Do you know you're live right now?
Hi.
We're streaming live, by the way.
Yeah, we're streaming live, so everyone gets to see you.
Oh God. I just got back from the dentist.
You two are so cute together, man. So 32 years, huh?
Yeah, we went to Aspen.
Oh yeah, I didn't tell her about that.
Oh, for your anniversary.
Yeah, don't go.
Okay.
Unless you like to ski. I mean, if you're a skier.
And there was no snow.
Yeah. Oh man. Did you guys just go? Like you guys just had an anniversary?
Yeah.
Like last month, November 20th.
No, seriously, I'm just wanting to jump in and let you know he does talk in his sleep if he can't figure it out. And he sleeps with the CPAP on. So
I'm Darth Vader. I have an eye mask and headgear.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But he does do that.
But so. I keep breathing, so that's good.
Winning.
I don't want to interrupt it, but I do. That is very, very true.
Cool. I think it's kind of cool that you jumped in.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
That's never happened to me.
Uh-huh. So, hey, Jason, tell the world how Kiki's involved in the business, because I know she does a lot, isn't she?
Oh, man. This is I'm not going to say it's a sensitive topic, but it should be addressed, because you guys see me as this really whatever dude building decks, right? And she's not around for me to put her on camera too much. But Kiki does everything that I don't want to do, or that I was not successful at doing in Dr. Dex, which is making all the phone calls, scheduling all the appointments, paying all the bills on time, making sure the business side of the business runs the way it should run. Okay, so here's what happened. Kirsten had her own career. She was in title and escrow, and she was kicking butt. I mean, she was taking names, and she was making a really good salary, more than I was making building decks back at the time in the time. And I got to the point in my business where I was up till 1 a.m. every night working on bids, and all my bills were late. Every single one. I was paying more in late fees than I was in minimum payments on all my credit cards. The state of Washington was calling me every month, asking where their money was. I mean, I was failing at the business side of the business, the paper side. So one day I finally went to my wife and said, "Hun, do you mind giving up your career so you can help me succeed?"
April, I told him he couldn't afford me.
It's true. It's true. It's so freaking true. But she did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, her line of work was they were making a lot of changes in her line of work, and the particular company she was working for, they were starting to go offshore with a lot of their stuff. So this woman is a visionary. All right, she sees things before they happen, and she has, man, it's uncanny, because this summer we were out at a restaurant, and it was a nice affluent restaurant on the water with a big old dock, and usually it's packed. Summertime, just packed full of people. You can't even get a spot. And we walk into this joint and we're like, "Hey, can we sit out on the dock or the deck?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we got plenty of spaces." I'm like, "Really? Wow, that's kind of interesting." So they seat us out there, and there's 6 tables between us and the next person. And at that moment in time, she leans over and she says, "You know what?" She said, "Something's going on. Something's not right. Things are changing right now." And look at, kind of where the state of of everything right now, current events, it's kind of crazy where it's at. So it's just interesting how she picks up on trends. So she is the business side of the business. She reviews all my contracts, because that's what she used to do in her previous job.
$1 billion contract.
Yeah, she was.
Did all the easements. I went through everything.
Yeah.
She examined files, and then she assisted the title officers and did a lot of their work for them before they signed off on it.
I worked with a lot of attorneys, if you understand the title company.
Yeah.
So I started from the receptionist and went all the way to almost to the top. I went as far as I could go. Very detail oriented.
Yeah, because if she screws up, it costs the company big money.
Never did.
I find that so you're kind of like in charge of operations, right? You would say, Dr. Dex.
Yeah, and sometimes we get in huge fights over stuff. I mean, seriously.
And she's the first assistant board bender.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
We started out with sonotubes and
forced air heat.
And a lot of people think that, I know nothing. So
this woman's bent more deck boards than most of the other deck builders combined.
But this isn't about me. I just wanted
well, it kind of is like
I just wanted to let
you're a part of his story, so it is about you.
I'm his first customer, and I named the business.
We've been together over half our lives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I always say my husband and I grew up together, because we've been together.
Yes, we did. We grew up together. Watch it, baby.
We're still growing together.
We're still growing,
Yeah.
We're still, it's like it's canny that we sit and he'll say something that I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Or it's like you guys say your stop. I put my dog down, so she's having a fit. Anyways. I will let you get back. Thank you for having me on. It's beautiful to see you.
Oh, you too.
So
appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Are you going to be at IBS?
Yeah. I know. I'll be at the Deck Awards and I'm trying to do events I'll be at.
You'll be at Nagra?
Yeah.
You can go up if we win anything, you can go up and be part of that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I accept this award on behalf. I don't know.
So you need to walk up stage and get exercise because,
Sure.
Because you haven't gotten exercise in the last 2 weeks, right?
No, I know.
I love what you have on. It's so nice to see you. And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah.
So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
You too.
Bye-bye.
So what I will say is I think for anybody listening, it would be a really good podcast episode to get a lot of builders on to give props to their wives, because there are a lot of women out there that are the backbone to the business and they need supported.
I think that they should, that if you do, because a lot of wives are in the background and they don't get enough props, and because they do stay at home and they are in the background. I mean, they don't get enough props. And before I used to come along, we stay at home. We take care of a lot. Yeah. And I appreciate you saying that because, we do.
Yeah. It's easy to forget how the business runs without you being a part of that.
Even if you're not a part of the business, you are. I mean, you're staying at home, you're taking care of the kid, you're doing a lot. And you're alone a lot by yourself. Yeah. So people need to remember that. Yeah. And they're a big part of the business, even though if they're not shown. So I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, I mean, you're keeping the machine rolling. You know how all the gears work, and you're all over multiple, wearing multiple hats, so that your partner can shine and be creative and be the face. So there's a lot.
Yeah, because you're letting them shine, and sometimes people forget that the wife is in the background letting her husband shine.
Yeah. Yeah,
and not getting the props that they deserve, and they should be letting them shine too.
That's what's kind of fun about the events that we go to.
I'm gonna go. And thank you. So bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. What a pleasant surprise that was, huh?
A little guest appearance.
Yeah, man, that's cool. Since I started asking Kiki to come with me to like IBS and Deck Expo and JLC Live and some of the contractor events we attend, it's gotten better for me, and it's also nice for her to have some of that recognition of the Dr. Dex brand.
Yeah.
So I'm all in with that. I love sharing the spotlight with her.
We got a couple of comments here, and guys, seriously, wouldn't that be a great episode to get like a group of guys on and just have them, not even the guys, just have the wives on to talk about.
That would be cool. We may be doing a podcast from IBS next year, not this year or not the coming year, but the year after that. And maybe we could orchestrate something where we get a lot of people live into one space. That would be cool.
Be really cool and much deserved. So I don't remember if I said this, I apologize, but Sally said that she's from Aluminum Railing made in PA, or no, I'm sorry. That was the Key Link Aluminum Railing made in PA. So Now you know. American Discount Fence Outdoor. Your earlier comments about additional costs, surveyors, permitting, etc. How or better? Sorry, I got something in the way here. Can you read it? I got something in the way. Can't read it.
How or better asked, when do you let a customer know about these possibilities? Excuse me, and how, when is best way to bring it up? Well, if you're educated and you think it's going to be a problem, it's always better for full disclosure before. This guy kind of knew what we were up against because his neighbor had the same issue, and they had already discussed it. And he spent a lot more than we did addressing that issue, and the type of how he tackled the actual installation of what had to happen would cost him a lot more than it is for us. So knowing that, but again, how do you know that? Well, I started working on the building permit, and one of the pages when I did the as-built, because there's a septic tank and we have to identify the septic tank on the plan, it was flagged as a critical slope, and I'm like, oh no. So then I kind of backed up a couple feet and I studied it. I was like, okay, there's going to be an issue here. So I immediately contacted the client and said, hey, I just noticed looking up your septic that we have this, it was flagged as critical slope. So we may have to do some soil testing and stuff like that. And then once I applied for the permit, they won't intake it because they needed, well, a couple new forms that came out in 2025 I had never filled out before. Some of them I feel are like really ridiculous for a deck. You need this? Really? Come on, man. And so filled it out, but we needed the geotech. That can take, I mean, if you don't have somebody that's available when everybody's busy, it could take weeks or even months to get those tests done and approved. So we're pretty much on the fast track right now. And if by fast track, if we get this all done and prepared and ready for submittal within 30 days, we're lucky. Best way to bring it up is be straight.
Response. Yeah. I mean, let us know if that helped.
And say minimum $5,000, but probably closer to $7,500 because everybody's professional. These guys are licensed, and that's what they went to college for, is to study dirt. And they're going to charge you accordingly because of it. So it's not uncommon to spend $2,800 to $3,500 for a geotech, if not more. And then the survey kind of sucked. I was like, really? You guys have? So hopefully if you can get away without it, but the survey was $2,500, you know, and I don't make any money on that. That's just straight across cost. Like, if you pre-plan it and you're good, then you can say, well, yeah, the soil testing's $5,500. And then the survey is going to be another $5,500, and then you make, you know, a few grand on it. But it depends. Like for me, I'm already at over $100,000 for the deck, so it's not going to affect me so much on my bottom line if I don't make any money on those soil tests. I'd rather be transparent with the client and say, hey, if you want to pay this guy directly, go ahead. I'm not in this, and it shows a line of transparency to your client. It shows a line of honesty that I'm not making a percentage on this guy. Even if you wanted 20%, that would be a fair ask of, or, you know, whatever percentage, 15%. I want to make 15%. Some contractors are like that. They got to make a percentage on everything. Whatever your policy is. For me, I'll forego all that as long as I can get my building permit and get to work. You know, but I'm still part of the equation as far as I'm not only running the business, I'm working the business still. So I can see where I can save and shave a few bucks here and there to solidify a deal or keep it from dissolving. But those costs would be incurred no matter what, regardless if they were with, you know, one company, your company, or somebody else's company. Those costs are still going to be incurred.
All right, we still have some more comments here. So Downshore Duck says, you guys are so inspiring. Shout out from the East Coast, Canada.
East Coast, Canada. East Coast, Canada. Yes. Hey. So is that like Ontario-ish?
Let us know. Let us know. Silhan Jeff, my wife is not part of my business, but boy, does she keep everything sane. man, I got this thing in my way. I can't read it.
She listens to all of my gripes, ideas, or just lets me vent to her. She is awesome. So sounds like she's your therapist, man, which is cool. My wife is often mine. Communication is key. So if you're sometimes I when I get stressed, I kind of hole up. I kind of I just come in silent, which drives my wife crazy. She's like, "Hey, tell me your problems. Tell me what's going on. You're not sharing with me. What's the matter?" She'll know. What's the matter? Oh, well, somebody did this today and cost us, several $100s. She's like, well, charge them for it. And I'm like, you can't do that.
That's
but if there is a sense of responsibility, maybe those mistakes wouldn't happen so easily sometimes. And when you're burning $7-8 a foot for decking and somebody really screws up, it can cost you thousands, if not hundreds, So that's cool. I'm glad that your wife's a sounding board for you, man. That's a good thing.
I can tell too, man. And it drives me nuts. Like I can tell when something's wrong with my kids or my husband. And it's like, I have to know because I'm a problem solver. Like I want to help them solve whatever the problem is. And, sometimes people just don't want to talk.
I mean, that's what we do all day long, really. In deck building is we solve problems. It's even the same simple square build you're doing could pop up all kinds of different things that may end up starting from the house, what's something wrong with the house that you didn't have on the last job, to access panels, all kinds of weird stuff, dryer vents, things like that get in your way. You got to figure it out.
Yeah. Mike Mitchell said, if your wife is not involved in your business, then you are doomed to failure in any way. So Mike, his wife, Stacy, I believe just started like full time with the company this year. So nice. How are you surviving before that?
Not as well. I can guarantee it. It'll be a blessing, man.
Yeah. Downshore Deck says Nova Scotia.
Oh,
have you been there?
All right.
Have you been there?
No, I heard the salmon's pretty good though.
So I heard about a PE class, I believe, that you aced in high school. Why did you ace that PE class?
my senior year, I had 2 weight training classes. One was actually weight training, and one I was like the teacher's assistant for. I just kind of slacked off in my senior year. I had late arrival, early dismissal, and 2 weight training classes. And I just took my required, to graduate classes like history and math and English. But I was into lifting weights. I could bench press the most weight in the school. We'd have this, it wasn't, I guess it was kind of a competition. Anybody that could push some weight, we would gather all, and our weight training class at the time was set up in portables. And if you know what a portable is, it's like a box that a class is taught in or whatever.
Okay.
And so we go into these portables and the gym equipment's all set up, but we'd have like 50 or 60 people stuffed into this top section right around the weight bench. And we would bench press, and we were trying to see how much weight we could bench. And it was for a grade, but it became a thing. It became a thing where I would skip rope for about a minute before I would get ready to bench press. Man, I was just hyped up. And then I'd go in and, and give it my all. And I was benching like 365 pounds or something like that. For my size, that was pretty good. No arch in the back, none of that crap. Bring it down, bring it up, lock it in. And that was exhilarating for me, to be able to say that I could bench more weight than anybody else in the school. But, it blew, it was probably bad on my shoulders.
Yeah. Did you happen to play something called hacky sack?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what okay, so I had it was kind of cool. My weight training was right before lunch, and then I had a lunch break, and then I had my TA class. So the teacher for my weight training class was the football coach, and I was a starting lineman, offense and defense. So he would just let me do whatever I wanted, pretty much. As long as I wasn't goofing off or smoking cigarettes out in the middle. I didn't do that anyways, I'll just say it. But hacky sack was a huge thing. Like when I was back in 1987, 86, 87, right? So I got so hooked on that little sack of that little thing full of beans that we would just sit out in between the portables were like stacked next to each other. There's a long corridor and we would just, and it was covered. So it didn't matter if it was coming down rain or whatever, man. I was out doing hacky sack with my buddies. I'd play all period.
Yeah.
I got an A too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
That's what kept my average up. And I got B's in all my studies, and then I got A's in all my weight trainings because I clicked all the boxes. Whatever weight training was, as far as whatever your requirements were, the only thing I couldn't do was run. I'm a terrible runner. I've never liked to run.
Me too.
By the end of football season, I could run down 100 yards and run back, but I've never been a jogger. I've never said to myself, "Hey, man, you know what? I'm going to go out in the street. I'm going to run." That's not my thing. If you've met me, you kind of know I'm a big dude. I carry a lot on my shoulders. I'm wide. I'm not designed to run, period.
Maybe that's what I should start saying too. I'm not designed to run.
Yeah. Well, and then, once I severed my, the quadricep, I'm considered handicapped now.
Oh man.
I actually have a placard because like by Friday, I'm usually limping pretty hard. I know you guys, nobody probably sees that in the videos, but my wife's like, "Hey, you all right?" Well, yeah, I'm all right. I'm getting by. But then I realized, man, I'm like, if I look at the security video on the Home Depot on a Friday and I see myself walking into the store, like, ooh, that guy's got a limp.
Oh man.
So I'm limping like, or let's say last day of IBS. I've been on my feet all day. I've been walking miles back and forth, especially Orlando. Those halls are so far apart. I need a Segway, man.
Oh no.
But yeah, it's a struggle sometimes just to walk, let alone run. I could probably do it. I just don't, not anymore.
Yeah.
I just try to conserve what I have left of my bones and ligaments and stuff. My doctor's like, when he did the bicep, he's like, "Dude," he's like, "your bones are so hard." He said, I had to go get a bigger drill, man, to put it back in your shoulder." He's like, "You have terrible tendons. You have terrible tendons, but you got really hard bones."
Oh my gosh. I can't even listen to that. It sounds like,
it's brutal. It's like, I don't know if you
can
kind of see the scars. And then they had to, so I have like Kevlar tying this bicep muscle back up into my shoulder blade. Yeah. And then like my kneecap, I lost part of my kneecap when I snapped the quad. And he showed me in the x-rays, like, he said, "Yeah, we had to take that part out." Like, dang. But I'm grateful that I can still kneel down and like put screws into decking and do all the stuff that I do. I just have to do it at a controlled pace, or else I can get in trouble.
Yeah. I need somebody to tell me a story about like unicorns and butterflies or something right now to get all of that out of my head.
I'm sorry.
I'm being dramatic. So here's another one, and we have a few more comments, and we're over an hour here. So I hope that you're good with time, and we'll finish it up here in a couple minutes.
Well, you know what? I am good at time because Kiki I was supposed to leave here at 2:00 with Kiki, and she already went on her appointment. So if we go up to 2 or whatever, I'm cool with it. As long as this is good content and you're happy with the result.
Yeah, I love it. So, what did you used to make in woodshop class in high school when there was a substitute teacher?
A lot of my friends were stoners back then, and so I would make them custom pipes. But if you got caught, that was an immediate expulsion. So I'd wait till we had a substitute teacher, and they would just sit in the office and let us do whatever. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm working on my jewelry box." Have my jewelry box, and then I'd pull a pipe out and I'd shape it on the sander, and then I'd go over to the drill press and I'd press it out, and then I'd make the top part for the screen to fit, and then "Hey man, you got a screen? Yeah, you got some screens? All right, I gotta check it. Does it fit? No, I gotta bore that out a little bit more." And then I would do these key fobs, and so the pipe was a key fob until I had to drill it. So I'd make this perfect little key fob, and I wouldn't drill the keychain hole in it. I would just make it perfect. So the shop teacher, oh yeah, that looks great, thanks. Like Purple Heart, cool. And then when I had the opportunity is when I would convert that into paraphernalia. And then I make $5 or $10, on the side. It was like a side hustle in high school. I also, something else I used to do in junior high. This is funny. I used to go buy multiple packs of bubble gum, all flavors, all types, Bubblicious. I can't remember the other ones, but I would buy gum for like 50 cents a pack. And then I would sell each piece for 50 cents a piece. So I was making $20 a day selling bubble gum in my high school.
Ooh, so was this like your first job?
This was my first hustle, yeah. Like I was selling so much gum. I'd come to school with $20 worth of gum and walk out with $100.
Dang.
And I was doing, and I'm like, Mom, can you take me by the store? I need to buy some gum. She would do it. And she kind of knew what I was doing, but she didn't like get into specifics. So then I got one of those change things, like you hold in your waist, that gives change, exact change, like quarters, dimes, nickels, and stuff.
Really?
And I was, yeah. And I'd load that baby up, and then I'd go to school, man, and I'd have kids buying packs. They didn't want to buy a piece because I sold it by the piece. I broke it down. I'd sell it by the pack, and but I was charging an excruciating amount of money for it. But it was a really great way until I got busted.
Chad Furley said, "That a boy." All I'm picturing is like, I think when I see you in Clearwater, I want you to have one of those and to sell gum while you're there. It would be so fun.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you start talking about your previous years, what might spark a memory or an idea or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
So good. We have some other comments. Let's see. American Discount Fence and Outdoor. Merry Christmas. Gotta run. Another informative session. As a new company in the decking space, I'm very thankful for all the knowledge from all your guests. Well, thank you. Okay, cool. This one's great. Downshore decks. I'm a solo female deck builder and look for decks for most composite PVC tricks.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
More females in the industry is always a good thing. I know there's a girl around Seattle too that has an all-girl crew or something like that. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then the female-owned businesses, like if you figure it out, you figure it out. Like there's a different way to do it for every person, every personality, every company, and you got to find something that works for you.
That's really cool. We got a new client in Florida, Gulf Coast Decks, and super cute. His name's Hudson and his wife is Madison, and they build the decks together.
Oh wow.
Like I'm so excited to build their brand positioning and their website and stuff like that, because there's just so much to take from just that alone,
Yeah.
They're super cute.
That's cool.
All right, we got a curveball question here from Silhan Jeff. Hopefully I said that right. I have a curve question for Jason. I've used a Trex custom curve for 8 or 9 years. We bend Trex almost exclusively, but I'm considering buying a Schultz forming electric heater. Thoughts?
Well, okay. I would consider looking into silicone heating blankets. If you want to do over that 9 feet that you're doing with your Trex oven, you've already made that big investment in that oven. It's working for you. The one thing you're going to find when you try to bend a cap composite is that if you're using blankets, you may get some waffling in the imprint of the capstock. I know I'm getting nerdy here, but what you're going to find is, even if you use like parchment paper or something, I'm kind of giving out some secrets here. If you try to line things with parchment, sometimes that can help minimize the waffling. But the waffling is actually the blankets, how they're constructed, and it's the imprint of the blanket, and it has kind of a square, micro square texture to it, and you can leave that imprint in the decking. Because you got to get the core so hot on a composite board, it takes time to do that. So you got to take more time to heat the core of the board so you can get it to bend the way you want it to. So to answer your question, I would consider HeatCon. I don't know Schultz. I don't know their forming heaters or anything like that. I don't know that brand. I can only speak of what I know. And I've been using HeatCon for over 20 years. And they've had some issues here and there, but it's been a pretty reliable product. And it's an aerospace company, so they make everything they make to aerospace specification. But I mean, honestly, especially if you're going to do 20 footers, it's definitely something to consider. You know, it is an investment, but you know, you're going to get probably more out of it than you put in as far as financials. So, but if you're happy with the oven and you're happy with the lengths you're getting out of it, that's what would limit me. Cause I had one of those ovens for 6 weeks to test it. Somebody brought it to me and said, here, what do you think? They set the table, and that's why I patterned my heat forming table off of theirs and made some tweaks to it that I thought were necessary for what I was doing. And it's cool. I mean, it's definitely cool technology. I guess it depends on your overall investment.
Let us know if that was helpful. Insider tips and tricks.
Yeah. Oh, I got several.
Well, I've got some more juicy questions for you.
Okay.
I've got 2. And so I got 2 more questions, guys. And then we'll probably head out for the season. So if you have any other questions or comments, please add them in the next couple of minutes. So what question where am I at here? What do I want to ask you? How about this is good. What's something from your past that still affects how you operate today?
Something from my past. Oh, probably grind. I mean, you either have hustle or you don't. And I was brought up in a good household, but I also got to roam the streets a little bit. So I feel like I had a pretty good balance of, you know, good boy versus bad boy, I suppose. Or I don't know how you want to analogy that, but I've always been willing to hustle. I've never been afraid to work hard. And I've never been afraid to grind hard. Like stay up all night to finish a display for a home show. Like I never thought I would do that, but I ended up having to do it once. And my neighbors probably weren't happy with me, but you know, I don't have a commercial space. I actually have a shop on my property that I work out of. So when I'm assembling things, sometimes I like to go in and do that. I'm a pretty peaceful guy, but sometimes I'm a little rowdy, a little loud when I'm working from home. But I think it's something you can probably acquire that over the years, but the necessity to be successful, and like it's kind of like if somebody drops you off in the deep end and you don't know how to swim, you know, you're going to figure it out or you're going to drown. And I think, you know, business can be the same way. You either figure it out and you're going to figure it out real quick or you're going to drown. So being able to adapt.
I think there's just really something to being like having a creative mindset where it's like you have a vision and like nothing is going to stop you from making that happen. And I think a lot of grit comes from that too. Would you agree?
I'm sorry. Kiki dropped me a note. I was reading it.
Is she sending you love letters?
Kinda.
Will you go out with me? Yes or no?
Oh, I'd follow her anywhere, man. Oh. She doesn't have to ask.
No, I said, I think that when you have a creative mindset and you have a vision for something, it's really hard to, you know, do the bare minimum. Like you have to see it all the way through. And I think that there's a lot of grit comes from that, right? Like you're going to do what it takes.
Yeah, pretty much. Like like there's some times where I was like, how am I going to figure this out? What am I thinking? What's wrong with me? Am I just into pain? And I obviously don't like money because I'm throwing it away by the bushel right now. But there's very few things that I've done in my career where I failed. Where I've actually absolutely just said, I can't do this, forget it. Drop my hands and walk off. It's happened. But I think that when you're a visionary and you see something, I visualize it as obtainable, not as impossible. So if I think
being optimistic too.
Well, cautiously, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You gotta manifest it, man. Like if you think you're gonna fail, you're probably going to. But if you think you're gonna succeed, eventually you'll get there. And everybody says that and all this motivational stuff. But to put it in a working man's perspective, like if you're realistic with your vision and you know what you're capable of, then you can execute and just keep executing it until you get to that. I mean, I always say 10,000 hours. I learned this a long time ago. To exceed at anything, you want to be a world-class guitar player, put 10,000 hours into it and you will become that, you know? So, and for me, that was 10,000 hours of deckboard bending, you know, and I had the support, I had the technology, I had the company right in my own backyard, Heatcon, that could assist me, and a lot of willpower.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's good. That's good. 10,000 hours, y'all. Silhan Jeff said, very helpful. Thank you. Love that.
You're welcome.
Guys, seriously, this is very nice. Appreciate it. And then, of course, right? Have you ever been arrested? LOL.
Yeah, this is a question I ask. Now, I asked this on our Patreon channel. So we have our standard podcast, and then we have our Patreon podcast, which is where we get a little more in depth with our guests. But have I ever? And the question I ask is, have you ever been arrested, detained, or eluded? Okay, and I have to say yes.
Okay.
All three. Yep. You know, I have a crotch rocket. I have some street bikes. Okay, I like motorcycles. They're fun. I don't ride the crotch rocket as much as I used to, because remember when I was telling you about how I like to ski a certain way, and I get hurt. Well, I like to ride motorcycles a certain way too, and it's really fast. And I've had Kiki on the back.
Yeah, what's Kiki saying back there?
She said I was on the back. We were doing $150 on our Gixxer. We have a GSXR 750. It's a 1988, but it's developed a really nasty speed wobble about 90 miles an hour. So you either power through it or you back off, right? Well, you know, you usually have to power through it, but the cops don't like that. And so I've eluded on a couple occasions when I just didn't. I don't like doing it though, because, you know, like you said, just like if you're riding on the freeway through the cars and somebody opens a door or something, or you hit a mirror, you're done. So it's kind of a stupid thing to do. I don't advise anybody doing it, but you know, at least I didn't get caught and go to jail for it or something like that. You know, I don't really ride that bike. It's a really fast bike for the year it is and everything. Suzuki, man, they had it going on. They probably still do. The GSXR is a really amazing machine. And I still enjoy riding it when I do. It wasn't a huge investment at the time. I bought it used for my brother, paid like $2,500 for it. For me to sell it, I could get $1,000 for it. And then I lose that enjoyment of when I do ride it. Is it worth $1,000 for me to get on it once every 6 years just to cruise around and maybe get that pull? You know, it's the little street to street light, you know, it's probably not worth me getting rid of for that $1,000. I would rather keep it. I get more than $1,000 worth of enjoyment out of it when I do ride it. Yeah, I have some. I'm getting rid of some. You know, our priorities are shifting.
Oh yeah,
and Kiki and I are more like, we enjoy our traveling and going around and seeing some of our friends around the country, and you know, that doesn't leave as much time for camping and RVing and all that stuff. And as I get older, I was always the guy that was towing the boat, launching the boat, gassing the boat up, cleaning the boat. You know, I just don't want to do all that anymore. Yeah, I just want to go somewhere and do something and enjoy the experience, and then onward.
You know, I'm not the type of gal that likes to do the same thing over and over again either. You know, I think you just get older, and it's not a matter of getting older. It's just wanting to spread your wings in a different way, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So how about this? And this is my last question, and then I want you to, just fill in any gaps that we've had in our conversation. But what's the craziest thing you've ever done that most people don't know about?
Man. Craziest thing I've ever done. What have I done that's really crazy?
I know, I'm trying to think of the craziest thing I've ever done too.
Yeah, that's a loaded question now. Like, that's deep. I'm trying to think, like.
So for me, I guess, I mean, I don't know if this sounds crazy. I went skydiving, but over in September, I rode dirt bikes in Vietnam, and that was pretty crazy.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool, actually.
But we also, I can't remember what the famous bridge is, but it's the world's longest glass bridge. Holy crap. Like, I have a fear of heights, and I'm walking, like, my palms are sweating.
Oh, wow.
Green couldn't even get my feet to move one in front of the other. And so one of the guys that was on the trip with us, his name was Zane, didn't even know him. I'm like, will you hold my hand? Like, I needed help going across the bridge because you just look down and it's like you're floating in the sky.
Man, that's incredible. Yeah, that's a really good, to be honest, that one crossed my mind, April, that Kiki and I went skydiving together, and a lot of people won't go, and I can see why, because I had this lady, I was going with this gal, and she was bigger than me, and she's very athletic, knew exactly what she was doing, but she said, when we land, get your feet up. I mean, way up. So I did exactly that, and I landed right on a rock. Our tailbone hit a rock when we landed.
Oh.
And if I would have had my feet down, I could have slid it out.
Shoot.
And I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital. Like, I played it off because the adrenaline's going crazy, and I stood up and I could barely walk, and I could still feel it in my tailbone a little bit that I cracked it or something. But I think that Kiki wants to do that again someday. I think that's a pretty crazy experience because you're getting, you're jumping out of a perfectly good airplane, and you're just relying on all this equipment that it's safe and that it's good. And you don't hear a lot of tragedies about it. So we figured, okay, it's something she wanted to do. So I think that was pretty cool. We swam with dolphins in Mexico before. That was really cool. Bless you. Yep. Do what you got to do. Get it out. So I think, it's not so crazy, but it was a cool experience. I'll never forget. What's the craziest thing we've ever done?
We can't tell.
We can't tell?
No.
She can't tell.
I love it.
Yeah, it'll incriminate us.
I really want to go swim with the whale sharks down in Mexico.
Go ahead.
List item for me. And the other thing I could think of is there's a ship down here. It's called the Yukon in San Diego that it landed upright. It landed upright, and so it was my first time ever doing a night dive, and it was my first time ever doing a shipwreck. And because the ship was upright, like, I had vertigo while I was underwater at 90 feet, and so it was the actually deepest dive. It was my first night dive, and it was a shipwreck. So that was like, it was crazy. I was just like, I was so scared the whole time I was down, because it was too much new at one time.
That's a lot. Like, I heard night diving is another level. Like, you got to kind of really be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Things like that. I mean, I think one of the craziest things we did as a couple was on the motorcycle GSXR, and we were just going blazingly fast, and I was going around people on the shoulder and just probably taking some unnecessary risks,
Yeah.
But it was exhilarating. I mean, you want your blood to pump,
do
140 miles an hour on a motorcycle on two wheels and see how you feel after that.
Wow. There's these guys in Akron, Ohio, where I'm from. They're called the Star Boys. Have you ever heard of these dudes?
No, I haven't heard of them.
It was back in like the 2000s, I guess. And, they would do handstands and things like that on their bikes, you
know? Oh yeah, like wheelies and whatnot.
Yeah. And we hung out with some dudes with crotch rockets back in college, and they'd be doing wheelies with us on the back. And there was this one turn in Cleveland called Dead Man's Curve, because it was a freeway that had like a quick bend in it, and they'd go real fast on it. And, you know, we all lived.
Amen.
Yeah.
Good on you. I think another fun thing we've done is when we're in Vegas, we went to the Richard Petty racing experience. So we got in NASCARs and drove those. Kiki rode with an instructor, and they did a little bit faster than I was able to drive. But you're doing like 150 on a track, a NASCAR track. And I bucked up and went with the King's experience or something like that, where you were able to run 3 separate sets. So you start out with everybody wants to do the first set where you do like 8 laps. And then the King's experience, you get 3 different sets. So it gets later in the day, it gets colder, the cars run more efficient when it's cold. The cold air, and if you ride too, you'll notice that on your motorcycle, the cold winter nights that are dry, my bike runs like, wow, where'd all this extra horsepower come from, man? This is insane. Yeah. But then as the day gets longer and the sun starts to set and it starts getting a little colder out, the cars run a little bit faster, and the crowd starts to diminish. So by the time we get to the 12 lap series, there's only a few of us left, and the cars are like on point, and the instructors are like, okay, you have to follow this guy around this racetrack, right? And if you do what he says, he sends you hand signals like up, down, this, whatever, you know. And if you obey, then by the 12 lap series, they pretty much aren't pulling off the throttle. They want you to come at them as hard as you can. And so I have the foot pegged on the floor of this car. And I said, I'm not letting off. And then I hit the corner. I'm like, let off a little bit. And then he starts going away. So I put it back in. And then by like the 10th lap, I'm like, okay, I kind of adjust myself because I'm not letting off the throttle. It's staying in the floor. And I still couldn't quite keep up with this guy, even though the car was going as fast as it would. But that was very exhilarating as well.
So how fast did you go?
Like 150.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
And so was that the King's experience that they let you go that fast?
Yeah. You don't get to go that fast when you first like your first set of laps. Mm-hmm. You don't get to go that fast. I think it's a level of trust that they have to get in the drivers before they'll let you like open the car up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
I want to try the F1. I want to try the F1 experience. Like Skip Barber. I don't even know if it's a thing anymore, but I heard that they have a F1 or a Formula One car thing. I was like, wow, open wheel, that'd be really cool. Let's try that, you know? So, but it also takes us time and money, you know?
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, next time you're in Vegas, I want to hear about it. Because
Excuse me?
It is in Vegas, right?
Yeah. It's at the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
The NASCAR track out in Vegas.
Did you see that F1 movie with Brad Pitt?
We just saw it. We just signed up for Apple TV a couple weeks ago, and that's the first thing we did was watch F1.
Did you like it?
I did. Yeah. I really enjoyed the movie. It was cool.
Yeah. Well, do you have any final words of wisdom for our audience?
Grind hard, man. No, like just thanks for having me, April. I kind of meant to say that at the beginning of the podcast, but I do appreciate you reciprocating. Thank you for being on ours, and I hope I had some value for your audience as well. And really enjoyed my time with you. I learned a lot about you originally. Thanks. Kiki says thank you very much.
Yeah,
for having her on as well.
Yes. Thanks for this. Always great.
Yeah, that worked out pretty good. But no, obviously, if you don't follow Dr. Dex, please do. Mm-hmm. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything. Subscribing is like following. It basically you just get. I don't even know if you get notifications. You can probably turn all that stuff off, but it just allows you to share in the videos we create. We create 2 videos per week about topics about deck building. And so that not only is for me, but it's also for our son Calvin. And we just appreciate the support you guys give us there and on Instagram. Our Facebook page isn't that great right now because it got hacked about a year and a half ago. We had to start all over on that. So that's about it.
For anybody watching, here is the channel. You could see it, I believe. So 100 and almost 160,000 subscribers, lots of videos, lots of helpful content. Like I said, I think a lot of people have learned from you, whether they know it or not. They have. So we really appreciate you having you on. This was a really engaging conversation. We got some good feedback too. What do you think of the live platform?
I like it. Nice dirt you got on Dr. Dex there before we started talking.
So I told everybody I was going to have
picked up this. You picked up on some stuff. Like, I don't know if that was from our original or the podcast you had when you came on with me or what, but that's great. I mean, I'm an open book. Research. You guys are great. I'm an open book, and that's just I'm just grateful for the opportunity, April. Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah. So I know that people got a lot of really good stuff, and always resonates everything that you have to say with a lot of builders. So for anybody listening or watching, make sure to follow Jason at Dr. Dex, or that's all of your handles, right? On any social platform.
Yeah, there's a couple imposters on Instagram that we're addressing right now. So make sure you're following DRDECKS, no period, no hyphen. The guy with a lot of followers, like these other guys, they just, they're using my handle to try and gain their own success. And, I can't blame them, but, make sure you're following the right account.
See, my son's in the back playing in the rain.
I see that.
So that's what we need to do. And they have power tools. The neighbors got power tools, so I should probably go.
All right. Until next time.
So for those of you listening, Deck Builder Marketers, we help deck builders create marketing systems that attract the right clients and give you more control over your business so you can stay focused on what you do best, building amazing outdoor living spaces. If you're ready to create a marketing system that actually works for you, book if you want to have a conversation about your growth and where your opportunities really are. You could book a free growth strategy session with me at deckbuildermarketers.com/growth. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, follow, and leave us a review. It helps us reach more deck builders, and it truly means a lot to our team. We'll also be posting upcoming podcast episodes on the DBM website, so you can plan ahead. We'll drop that link in the description once it's live. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, keep moving forward. Thanks again.
Thank you.